Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor, which is due unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone of all well. And Shalom to the elect of Yahweh Shai, the elect of Israel. You know, we are the hopeful elect, man. You know, salute you. Okay. And today, man, I wanted to just I'm just, you know, in transit at the moment, and I wanted to just quickly just speak a little on spiritual warfare. You know, now when you read Ephesians, the 6th chapter, it tells you how, you know, our warfare is spiritual. Okay, and you know, we're against principalities, which means you got demons. A demon is a principality. Okay, the rulers of the darkness of this world. You know, you see, you got the elites. You know, one thing I wanted to say is, man, I'll say this. You know, if you're hearing this truth, you're listening to this truth, man. Now, especially if you're teaching, you know, you got men out there in the camps. You know, one thing you need to know is that Esau knows who you are. You know, Esau knows who you are, man. You're logged in a system somewhere. And I'm gonna show you something. Now, where I used to work, I used to work in a different city. Quite a few years back now. We had a woman come in one day, right? You know, I work in like a corporate setting, okay? And then we had a woman come in, and she was gonna basically give us like a little presentation. And she was from the T word, right? The anti-T word organization of that area, right? And she obviously came to speak to us about, you know, safety procedures and, you know, give us information, right? Because of the nature of the kind of job we did. And one thing that this woman told us, right? I'll never forget. Remember who this, like, what her position is. She's a part of that terror, you know? She's part of that group, okay? Under Esau's establishments, departments. And she mentioned a couple people, she mentioned a couple groups, right, in that area, that, you know, that they might hand out flyers. You know, sometimes you get Muslims and all that, sometimes you get Christians, whatever. People handing out flyers, people doing public speaking, whatever, right? And she said, I'll never forget this, she said, we know every single person, every single face, we know, even if it's a homeless person, we know about them on the street. And the area she's talking about, where I used to work, was like a busy shopping area, man. Okay? She said, we know all of them. So, so take that for what it is, man. You know, I heard that first account from this woman. And when she told me that, in my head, I said, well, that means that where we go out to teach, they know. All right? So, you know, if you're out there and you're speaking this truth, right? You're condemning the devil, which is Esau. You're explaining who he is, the so-called white man. You're going up against and naming the elite families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, right? You're directly opposing the powers, the people that are in power on the earth right now, okay? And that trickles down to their different departments, man. You know? So you are known, right? Now, can they come and just grab us up? Well, there's a time for that. Okay, there's a time allotted for all these things. 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, right, goes into that. Okay. However, you know, everything has a time. First, you gotta have what? The MOTB. The MOTB, that deception, right? Which is the MOTB I'm talking about, by the way, the mark of the beast. That's the microchip implant. that deception has got to be out there, mandatory. It's got to be put out to the people to deceive the people. You know, so everything is within its sequence. Everything is according to prophecy. You know, these devils are in. See what the elites, they're in line with what Yahweh Shemel Shai wants to be done on the left hand side through Satan. That's who they work with. They work with Satan on the left hand side, but Satan works for the Most High. Remember, it is written that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord, man. Look what he did with Pharaoh. Does it not say that he hardened the Pharaoh's heart, the king of Egypt, right? So if the king of Egypt, if his mind was under the control of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? All the things that he was doing to our brethren, right? That was under the control of Yahweh Shemel Shai, to the point of him saying to let us go, then changing his mind and all of that, right? It was all for his destruction. And in the same manner, all that's happening now, the MOTB, there's missiles, all of that, World War III, this is all for the destruction of Esau, okay? And for the salvation of the Lord's elect and establishing the kingdom of heaven upon earth, right? Now going back to what I said about Ephesians, the 6th chapter, right? So these elites know who we are, and you know, look, man, the scriptures call them the accuser of our brethren. You know, you don't think that they're saying, oh, look at your people, how are these the chosen people, look at what they're doing, and this and that, okay? They're eating pork, they're committing adultery, they don't worship you, they don't even know who you are. Well, see, now, through this truth, Jake are waking up globally, right? Now, people, you know, and the thing is, man, the scriptures say they are not all Israel who are, they are not all of Israel who are Israel. You've got the Israel of God, basically, man, okay? You have the Israel of God, meaning what? You have the elect, okay? Because you got people out there who are calling themselves Israelites, and you know what? You know, you got plants. You had a guy recently who I hadn't had a chance to see what brothers have said on it, but I just seen the article, you know, and he was basically holding some tea person ransom after they had intercourse, and he was high, he was smoking weed and all that. And then he said, well, I'm a black Hebrew Israelite. But firstly, that's the first sign right there that the guy ain't right. Because look, we don't confess to be black Hebrew Israelites. That's a label that Esau put on us, man. You know? That's that meeting label, you know, when these think tanks of Esau got together. So what do we name them? You know? How do we publicize this? Oh, okay, we're gonna go with the angle of the black Hebrew Israelites. Look, we are the Hebrew Israelites. That's what we teach. We are the true biblical, right? When you read the stories of Samson, of David, Solomon, Daniel, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, when you're reading this, that's us. That's our people. That's who we are. Okay, we're the Israelites. And when I say we, I'm talking about, and I'm going to say it by the bywords, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Hispanic tribes, the so-called Native Americans, okay, over there in the land of America and scattered around the world, man, okay? Now, you also get men from different nations, in terms of out of different nations, looking like those different nations, right? But their lineage, their seed goes back to a man of Israel, so they're Israelites, right? So you could, for example, right, let's use Bruce. I like to use Bruce Lee as an example. Bruce Lee is a so-called Chinese man. So the Chinese are the Moabites, biblically, right? But although he looks like a Moabite, right? Bruce Lee is an Israelite. You can tell just from his flavor, right? You can tell from the impact that he had on Jake. What Moabite do you know that had so much flavor, so much flair, that could have had that kind of effect on Israel? Okay? Jake was under the screens, imitating his moves, watching him, going to the cinema, watching his movies. Okay, that guy's like a cult icon. Okay, I believe even one of his first students was a Jake, man. Judite, right? You know, he was like a cha-cha champion. You know, I've heard the apostles mention it before. I ain't looked into it in a while, but I know that he's like a high-level dancer too. You know, he's got accolades, man. And not to mention martial arts. What you see now with the MMA, right, the mixed martial arts, well, that really kind of stemmed from people like him in that martial arts community, and obviously others putting into that, man. Yeah, the way of the intercepting fist, Jeet Kune Do. So he was an innovator too, right? So he's an Israelite, man. To get to the point, okay? His father would be an Israelite, and his father's line going back to all the way back to the man known as Israel, right? Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. So our people are scattered. You're gonna get people, but the majority of the bulk, you know, and then you've got America, you've got the tribes over there, man. Okay, America, by the way, I keep mentioning there because America is the great city. That's the Babylon, the great, that's mentioned throughout scripture, throughout prophecy. There's a place of great future destruction, which is coming soon. We're in that time now, okay? And also the salvation of the Lord's elect. So this devil, man, he knows who we are, and he's putting up you know, he's got his witches and warlocks. He's you know, he's got his people against us, man, constantly. So this is spiritual warfare. Remember, 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, and the 4th verse says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual, right? And then it goes on to talk about breaking down strongholds. Now, what's a stronghold? It's the lies of this devil. That's what, see, he gets people in the mind. Once you're got in the mind, then you're done. The body will follow, right? Remember, he's a devil, he's a deceiver. So what do people do? They listen to him and his ways, and they get beguiled, man. Just like Eve did, right? And then later Adam, through Eve. So let's explain an example of that. What's a stronghold? The image of the Lord is a so-called white man, right? They got an image of Cesare up there, or going back to man, what's the flower pot guy, man? Damn. Rapis Christus, you know. And damn, man, you know, sometimes we got so much things in our head that I just hope that, Lord willing, through Yahweh Shemel Shai, that's correct, you know. And if not, I'll come back and correct it. I will. Okay, but yeah, man, pretty much, you know, we that's a stronghold. What's another stronghold? Feminism. You know, pushing that upon the world. Okay. That women worship, Queen of Heaven spirit, democracy and things like that. All these things that they're pushing upon the world, man. What are we doing? We're coming out of the scriptures and we're counteracting that and bringing out the truth, and the truth is exposing them. That's the spiritual warfare, and that does way more damage to Esau than any nut with some rebellion, some carnal rebellion. All right, we're the ones that are really, and it's not really us. See, I gotta say this: it's all praises and glory is due unto Yahweh Shemel Shai. The Lord is using us as just vessels. We're just vessels, you know. We're not even doing this because like we decided one day that we're gonna do it. Nah, it's just the Lord. It's like pieces on a board. All right, you're up now. This is your time. You know, so everyone's got their time and their purpose in this truth. You know, you're in this battle. Everyone's got your purpose. See, in like a battle, you might have the rope guy. You know, his job is to throw the rope over the wall and to fasten it somewhere so that the troops can climb over that wall and do what they've got to do. You got another guy who's the ammunition guy. He's got the ammunition. He might, if it's an ancient war, you know, he's in charge of all the ammunition. He might be at the base. He might be at the start of the thing. You got a siege guy. You got the soldier at the front with the shield and the buckler. You know. You might have the you know, you got all different kind of positions. What I'm saying. You got the general, right? So everyone's got their position in this truth. Okay? Now this is a spiritual warfare, so we ain't got no actual generals. Okay? But we do have our apostles. Okay? Which really we're all apostles, that means sent away. But our apostle elders, okay, our apostles, our bishops, our elders, our teachers, our top teachers, you know, they're the ones that are set up to guide us in the spiritual warfare. Alright? But that's under Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Yahweh Shai has to be with you, guiding you. Okay? So what's one of our major things? This truth is what's really hurting this man. Okay? And individually in this walk, right? Prayer, man. Prayer, fasting, you know, to combat these demons. Because the demons know who we are. They're coming against us. Alright? They're trying to hinder this. So it's a fight, you know. The Apostle Paul said he fought a good fight of faith. So it is a fight, it is a struggle. You know, it's not a walk in the park, you know, on a cool, breezy day. You know, we're in the heat of the battle here, man. You know, and as this thing is approaching its end, you know, it's heating up even more. You know, I say for myself, man, I know brothers are going through it too. Every time I speak to a brother, we like, man, you know, hell, brother, you know, you're just drinking. And that's what it is. But it's okay though, because we're in the trenches. You know, it's over when it's over. It's over when Yahweh Shai comes and says it's over, man. You know, until then we're in the trenches and we're fighting the enemy. And how are we fighting them? By shooting these words at him, man, like arrows. It's truth. You know. So, you know, a bit of a lesson to exhort and to show you that, look, this is serious business, man. We're directly opposing the elites who run this world. Okay? Just like Moses did Pharaoh at the time. We're directly opposing, man. Alright? We're the prophets. The prophets that have been before, of old, prophesied both against many countries and kingdoms of war. Okay? Jeremiah 28:8. And everyone's got their part to play. So hey man, you know, this was just a quick one. I was on the transit, you know. With that, man, I'm going to say, you know, Lord willing, was an edifying lesson in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiel Shai, and Yahweh Shemiel Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kadash, Rakatham, to the hopeful elect. Alright, Shalom.